Let me ask you something. Have you ever been told, scan more, check your shoulders, know your options before you receive? So you started scanning. You look left, you look right, you look again, but when the ball comes, everything is still a blur. You take a touch, you stop, the ball dead, and only then you decide. And by that time, it's already too late. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because today I'm gonna explain to you why scanning doesn't work for you. And more importantly, exactly where you're supposed to look for when you scan. This is not a generic advice, just look more or just check your shoulders, but a step-by-step scanning framework that actually works in real games. Here is the mistake in football development. Everybody tells you to scan, but nobody tells you what to scan for. One coach says, scan for space. Another coach says, scan for teammates. Someone else says, scan for opponents, so you get into pressure. So what you do? You try to scan everything. And that's exactly where your brain freezes. You don't like scanning effort, you like scanning clarity. This is why I often hear players saying, I scan, but everything seems blurry. I feel like information is overloading me. Everything happens in splits of seconds. And they are right, because scanning without filter is useless. When I was younger, I thought that football is about technique and effort. Run more, train more, touch the ball more. But every time I went up a level, everything felt faster. And I felt late on the ball, late on decisions, late under pressure. Until one player told me something that I never forget. Patrick, you need to think before you get the ball. That sentence changed everything, because once you think before the ball arrives, the game slows down. Your touch improves, your decisions speed up, and you stop destroying the rhythm for your teammates. That was the start of my scanning journey. Let's be clear, scanning is not looking around your shoulders. Scanning is a constant habit. The head, the eyes, like a radar. You are constantly updating the information about teammates, opponents, space. And here is the key part most players miss. You are not scanning for everything in the same time. You are scanning in layers. And if you don't know the layers, your brain gets overloaded. And that's why you feel confused instead of clear. I see this all the time. Players say, I have a decent first touch, I've done wall drills. I train scanning, but in games, they kill the ball, they stop it dead, they take extra touches. Why? Because your first touch is not just a technical skill, it's a decision. Your first touch depends on what you saw, when you saw it, and what you decided before the ball arrived. If you scan with no structure, your first touch will never match the situation. Sometimes stopping the ball is correct, but sometimes that's the worst decision you can make. Sometimes a defender is already running at you, and your best option is a small feint and a directional touch away from pressure. But you can't do that if you don't scan the right thing. This is important. Most scanning drills are fake. They look good, they feel good, but they don't work. Why? Because there is no real pressure, no real consequences, no decision attached. So players improve in training and collapse in games. That's why you hear, I train, but nothing translates. The issue is not effort, the issue is structure. Let me explain something that might relieve you. You think scanning will give you clarity, but right now, scanning only gives you confusion. And that's natural, because you have to read 22 players on the pitch that are moving consistently at game speed. And of course, your brain shuts down. So instead of playing forward, you play safe, sideways, or backwards. Not because you are scared, but because you don't know what is the best option from the infinite options that you saw. Watch players like Bellingham, Pedri, or Rodri. They are not faster, they just see faster. They scan before the ball arrives. So when they receive it, the decision has been made. This is why it looks effortless. One touch, two touch, not because of magic, but because of structured training. Here is what nobody teaches. Scanning has priority rules. You don't scan randomly. You scan in this order. Immediate pressure, who can hit me first? Free space, where can I run if pressure comes? Forward, options, who can I progress the ball to? Safe option, what's my reset if nothing is on? When you scan like this, your brain stays calm because you are not looking at everything, you are looking at the right thing at the right time. I hear it all the time. Just check your shoulder. That advice is incomplete because when you scan matters. Looking once every 10 seconds does nothing. Scanning must be constant. Back, sideways, forward. This is why I created the scanning accelerator. Not to tell you to scan, but to show you how to scan properly, step by step.